Hello and welcome to Talk About Strange. Thank you for joining me here today, October 5th. It's actually my birthday. What a great day, right? I'm having a lot of fun. We got some plans going on. We're going to go see my daughter, and her fiance is going to make dinner for us. So we're really looking forward to that. If everything plays out right here, I will have just gotten done doing the live show, and then I'm going to try to air this. I got a message in from Claire that I want to share with you guys. So kind of, I don't have a lot of time today, but I'm trying to crunch it in because I know you guys are going to want to hear about it. And so we're going to try to get that shoved in there. If I did my live show already, then you've seen what I got for my birthday, and I have other stuff coming, but I'll show you again, just in case you didn't get. My wife got me a really special gift here that I've been looking for a really long time, waiting for. And we talked about that treasure hunt that we got. And so I think that encouraged her to go ahead and get this for me. So check this out. There's an adventure, right? Have you guys heard about that one? So that is The Secret by Byron Price. And I've always wanted to try to see if I could solve any of those puzzles to try to find that hidden box that he put out there in different places and get that gem that they have and be a part of that club. So I'm hoping maybe someday I'm going to be able to put together a trip, and we're going to go out there. I'll record the whole thing. We're going to go out there and see if we can find that. I think it'd be an absolute load of fun. Anyway, so that's enough about that. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to jump right in and cold read this. This is a message that came in from Claire. I took a quick glance, and I just didn't have time to really sit down and read through it. So I'm just kind of going to go through it with you guys. All right. So let's get right into it. And I'll try to get this posted before I go to dinner. Okay. Steve, hello again. Laugh out loud. I know I said that I would reach out to you after my response to the other Steve, but something important came up, and so I felt I needed to reach back out to you first to cover a couple things with you and the TAS family. I don't have a ton of time today, so I'll dive straight in. Her name is Bunny. She is 34 years old, 6'2", with long, dark red hair and beautiful brown eyes. She is fast, strong, smart, and funny. She is also one of my best friends. I've known her for about 8 years, and yes, she is a hybrid woman. Another one. Wow. To my surprise, she has decided to come forward and share some of her story. Up until now, she chose to remain private, but seeing what we have been doing, she decided to open up and share a bit about herself. And this is her story. Nice. Thank you, Bunny. We appreciate it. If you're watching this, I really appreciate it. And thank you, Claire. This is new. So cool. Hello, Steve and TAS family. I'd say it's nice to meet you. All right, so this is Bunny. This must be Bunny talking. Okay. Hello, Steve and TAS family. I'd say it's nice to meet you, but I have been here almost the whole time that Wendy and Claire has been. I'm sorry it has taken me so long to get the courage up to write to you. So my actual name is Bunny, like a bunny rabbit. Okay. I never had a middle or last name growing up. This was my name my mother gave me. Since then, Wendy helped me choose a legal name so that I could live out here like all of you. But I still prefer my real name, Bunny. I can understand that, sure. First, I'd like to say to you, Steve, thank you for all you have done. But most of all, thank you for being here for Claire and Wendy. God rest her soul. She was a wonderful woman and is the reason I'm alive today, as I will explain. I'd like to start out by telling you about my mother and how I came about. I never had birthdays, as you call them, well growing up, but according to Wendy and some of her really smart friends, I should be around 34 years old, making Claire and I sister besties. Laugh out loud. Okay. As a child, my mother homeschooled me, so to speak. She said she did it so that she would have someone else to communicate with in the way that she was taught. As I got older, my mother told me in detail all about the facts of life from where she came from and what she had learned from our forest family. Also, as I got older, I realized more and more how different she was from them and even me. So when I asked her who or what I was, she had to explain to me what happened to her and how she met my father. As I share my story with you, some things might be, as Wendy calls it, a bit graphic. If it is, I want to apologize in advance. Somewhere around 1985, my mother left the civilized world with a man named Jasper and a small group of other men and women. He convinced her that the outside world was going to end, that they would be safer living in the forest. Surprised we were all here, laugh out loud. So he was a doomsday person, it sounds like. Within the first year, half of them died from illness and hunger, possibly even murder. My mother told her boyfriend Jasper, the leader of the group, that she wanted to go back home, but he refused to let her go and just continued to make excuses, eventually becoming very violent and even tortured her. By 1988, only her, Jasper, and 2 other girls that he held captive for himself remained. During those years, my mother saw our forest people time and time again, just outside their camp, hiding within the trees, and sometimes would walk straight through the campsite. Whenever Jasper saw them, he would shoot at them and run them off. For some reason, they never attacked him, but easily could have. My mother started to realize that they were not aggressive, and so she decided to plan her escape from Jasper. She knew more than anything that he wanted her attention, so she pretended that she was still in love with him and could serve him better if he gave her space, just a little more freedom to gather the things that he needed. But because he was so paranoid, it took her over a year to convince him to let her out of his sight more than a moment. But when she finally got the chance, she ran off into the forest and searched for the forest people that she had seen. She didn't get far when she heard him screaming for her to come back and even fired shots into her direction. But she kept running until she felt she was far enough away, and then she continued to wander the forest for days in search of the forest people, but couldn't find them, even though they were likely there the whole time in the shadows. A couple times she almost wandered right back into the camp, but she knew that if she did, Jasper would likely beat her to death. She realized after a couple weeks that she would probably never find them, so decided to walk deeper into the forest towards the mountains and find a place to die. Then one night, while she was lying there curled up in a ball, cold, scared, alone, and crying, she heard something big walking around her in the dark. She wasn't sure if it was one of them or if she was about to be attacked by some other large predator animal. But at that point, she really didn't care. She just wanted it to be over with. She said it started out with something sniffing her. She didn't dare look at first because it was loud and sounded like a bear or a moose. Then it nudged her as if to see if she was still alive. So she slowly turned and peeked through one eye. She said she saw one of the forest people standing over her. He was leaning in. When he saw her peek, he stood up as if a bit startled. So she closed her eye again and just laid still. She said he walked away and came back a couple times. She wondered what he was doing, but refused to look. When morning came, he was gone. She sat up and looked around behind her, and she found a blanket wadded up in a ball that looked like it came from her camp. She was really cold, so it was a welcome sight. When she picked it up, it unwound, and a bunch of berries rolled out. She said she ate the berries and wrapped the blanket around her until the sun got warm enough. Around midday, she knew he was close by because she could smell him. It was the same smell she remembered when they were near the camp, but she wasn't sure it was them until the night before when he came to her. She watched and listened, but he didn't show himself. Then that night again, he came back to her. Again, he sniffed her and nudged her a couple of times. She still didn't move and just waited. She said this time he sat near her for a while and then walked away again and returned later. By morning, he was gone, and when she sat up, she looked around and found more berries and this time a dead fish. She said it was disgusting at first, but she forced herself to eat some of the raw fish so that he wouldn't be upset. After a few days, he started to come to her little by little during the day, and he eventually sat next to her. She said she never realized how big the forest people were until he sat next to her. At first, she was very intimidated by him, even though he was never aggressive, even when he touched her and sniffed her hair. Then one day, she said he started to become more curious and tried to move her old, worn-out sundress so he could see what she looked like underneath it. She had a bad feeling about this. He was doing so quickly returned. Let me see. She had a bad feeling about what he was doing, so quickly turned away. Okay. Sorry about that. He didn't react. He just sat there and waited until she turned back around. She figured maybe he was just curious about her clothes because him and his people didn't wear any. Soon after that, he left again, but continued to return every day with food until she had her strength back. And then finally one day, he led her away from that area. He took her to his home deep in the forest where he had a large nest. There were others there, but it'd be months before any of them would approach my mother. She said in the beginning it was very difficult, but still a lot better than living as a prisoner with Jasper. By now she kind of knew his name, or at least what he pronounced as Modi. Modi, M-O-D-I. I believe that's pronounced Modi. Over the next few days, he became more and more curious about what was under her dress. So she finally decided to take it off out of respect for his kindness and the fact that she was the only one wearing clothes. She said he was very bashful about, maybe even thought she was odd compared to the forest women. After a while, he placed his hand on her chest. She said he was very gentle and kind of awkward. And then he leaned in to sniff her body everywhere. She was very intimidated by his size and nervous that he would get overexcited and could easily kill her. But still, she felt that she felt that if she didn't go along, he could also get upset and send her away. After he moved away, she started to put her dress back on, but he got upset about it, so she left it off. She said she didn't need it anyway because it was very warm in the nest. In case you don't know this, my people use rocks that are warmed by the earth and the sun to heat their nests when needed. Interesting. I did not know that. However, as the night got colder, she had no choice but to sleep up close to him so not to freeze. Then one night he became aroused and pulled her in closer to him. She knew what was about to happen and was scared, but didn't dare resist him, and said, in a way, she was okay with it because she knew this was her new life and she had to adjust or die anyway. She only hoped that he wouldn't kill her by accidentally crushing her. She said she said she cried to herself the first few times, not because of what was happening. She had feelings for my father. It was because it was painful until she got used to him. I personally didn't understand any of this when she told me, and still don't. I've never been with a forest man or any man for that matter, and probably never will. I have no desire to mate or bear children at this time. After a long time of being with Modi, I think it's Modi or Modi? Modi, I think it is. She became impregnated with me. She said the pregnancy and delivery almost killed her, but it was worth it. So I was raised in the forest, and to me it was where I belong. Even though my mother taught me the ways of the outside world, to me they were all just myths and legends of a place from long ago. Interesting. But I remember her pointing at airplanes in the sky and telling me that there were people up there inside the airplanes. I always wondered if it was real or if she was pretending. My father called them firebirds and taught me all about who my other half was. He said the people in those airplanes were dangerous to us and that sometimes they came into the forest with fire and firing weapons at us. Came into the forest firing weapons at us. So if I ever see them, to run fast and don't look back. He also taught me how to hunt, catch fish, and hide in the forest. My father was big and strong and kind and gentle. Him and I spoke to each other without using our mouths, like Claire and I can, but my mother could not do that. One day when I was much older, I heard my father telling me to run and keep running like he taught me. At first I was confused and asked him why, but he just kept saying it over and over. I looked for my mother and started hearing only really loud noises ringing out from all around us. I called out for my mother, but he kept saying to me to run, that he will bring her to me. So I did. I ran as fast as I could until I couldn't hear the noises anymore. I couldn't even hear my father anymore. I was so scared I didn't know what to do. I waited for him to bring my mother, but he didn't. I waited all night until the next day before going back. I walked slow and cautiously until I made my way back. What I found was horrible. There was blood everywhere. I didn't know if it was from my people or others because I didn't find anyone. I searched everywhere, but only found a trail leading away from our home. I followed it for a very long time until I finally found my mother. She was cold and stiff. I found 2 holes in her that must have came from their weapons. I'm so sorry to hear that. But I still couldn't find or hear my father. I continued to follow the trail until I came to the edge of the forest. I'd never been this far before. I remembered what my father told me and was scared. So alone, I returned to the forest hoping to find any of my people. Wow. Days, maybe even weeks passed as I searched the forest before I heard other voices in my head. I knew it wasn't my people, but it was someone like us, so I followed it until I found them. They knew I was coming, but were confused by me at first because I was different. They had heard about my kind, but some did not want me there at all. Others were more welcoming. They let me stay with them for a while, but made it clear that I would have to return and find my own people. I told them that my people were gone and explained what happened. They spoke of a woman nearby that raised a child like me and was searching for others trying to find answers. One said that he could lead me to her, but I would have to go to her alone. He thought maybe she could help me find my people if they were somewhere in the outside world. I was willing to do anything to find them, so I asked him to take me to her. That woman was Wendy and her husband. Wow. Very interesting. I watched from a distance for days in order to see if they were dangerous, only letting the one I was told was the woman I needed to talk to see me. She gradually worked her way out to me and I to her. I was very scared, but never realized how scared she must have been as well. She asked my name and I told her it is Bunny. She gasped and smiled when she realized that I spoke her language and even thought she looked and sounded so strange to me. I was relieved to be able to talk to her like I did with my mother. I explained that it had been so many moons since I lost my family and hoped that maybe she could help me find them. She said she would do anything and everything in her to help me find them if they could be found. But she said I was going to have to blend in if I was going to go with them, and it might be very uncomfortable at first. Boy, was she right. I hated every minute of it, laugh out loud. From bathing with stinky soap to putting on itchy clothes. She even shaved my face and combed my hair. It was awful. Oh, man. But as much as I missed my forest home, I've gotten used to smelling like flowers. Even after all these years, I'm still getting used to wearing clothes and only wear shoes when I have to go out someplace. We were still searching for my family when Wendy passed away. She was like a mom to me, and I never forget what she has done for me. I'm grateful for Claire because she has helped me continue my search. I don't even know if they are alive. All I know is they were gone, and so there is a chance that they are out there somewhere. So I will continue looking and hoping to return to my home someday because I miss my family and I miss my mom. But I know she is somewhere, someplace, maybe with Wendy, and I will join her again someday as well. Thank you for reading my story. I hope you enjoyed it and it wasn't too long. Bunny. Okay, then Claire comes back in here, but first I just want to say Bunny, thank you so very much for sharing that with us. I am so terribly sorry for the loss of your family. I hope you do find them, and your mom. I mean, I know you're not gonna find her, but I mean, you know what I mean. Sorry for the loss of your mother. Wow, what an incredible story and journey that you've been on, and what your mother's story is just also amazing. So they call them, and I'm sure you know this by now, usually like sort of like a doomsday cult or whatever. That I think you said the name was Jasper. And wow, how horrible. I wonder whatever happened to him and the other two girls that were there. Wow, you were lucky to escape, or well, not you, your mom was lucky to escape. And I'm just so glad that, whatever transpired, except for, the ending that happened. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Just, yeah, Wendy was absolutely amazing. So you were really lucky to find her. I mean, what a blessing that was. Somehow I don't think you would have died, though. I think you would have made it. You would have found a way. You sound like a very strong, determined person. So I think you would have found a way one way or another. So anyway, yeah, Claire's amazing and just will do so much for you. Let me see here. Hey, it's me, Claire, again. In closing, I just want to say that Bunny really is like a sister to me, and that when we find her family, it's going to be bittersweet seeing her return to the forest, but I know she'll be happier out there, and I will still continue to visit her as often as possible. She worked really hard writing this and was very nervous about sharing it, but I told her that all of you will really appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. We certainly do. And Claire, thank you for helping her bring that forward, that information forward to us. There's things in there I've never heard about. She referred to their homes as a nest. I don't know, I'd love to hear a little bit more detail about what that means, what type of a nest, how it was built, or, if it was built or if it was natural. I'd never heard about using stones for heat. I guess, I've heard about that, like for your feet, people use them. Maybe even I might have even heard about Indians. I know people like in the pioneer days would put them in the fire and then put them in their sleeping bag to heat their sleeping bag or around them or whatever or whatnot. So yeah, I guess that goes back a long time, but I never really thought about it. I didn't even know that the Klansmen needed that, or do they? So there's a few questions there I wonder about. And anything else you want to share with us about that? We would love to hear more. I'm sure people are going to ask to hear more about Bunny. Phenomenal. Thank you. Just thank you so much for bringing that to us. I really appreciate it. And, oh, geez, there's more. Okay. Okay. So I still have to get back to you about some other stuff soon. I just can't believe how busy I've become. There's never a dull moment. I don't know how my mother kept up. Laugh out loud. I think she was a machine or something. Oh, and by the way, happy birthday and happy 2-year anniversary on your channel. Great job, Steve. Talk to you again soon. Claire, Bunny, and team. I almost missed that. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for the anniversary. It's amazing, right? Look how far we've come. So yeah, it's been something else. Wow, it's so incredible. And we probably will have talked about that on a live show too. Anyway, which is, by the way, anybody wondering, Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I also probably will have shared some other news with you guys about my upcoming career move. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me. I got to hurry up and get this done and uploaded for you guys. So I will see you again really soon.